All right, so welcome. Thanks for joining me today. The reason we are gathered today is to learn a little bit about an NSF proposal that we will be submitting to NMSU on August the 15th. And then it goes to NSF, it's due on the 30th. And what this is a proposal to strengthen teacher education pathways, specifically for STEM teachers. And so we'll be submitting a proposal for a couple of activities. And part of it involves creating a working group with STEM faculty at DACC and NMSU. So let me just briefly go over the recruitment piece, which the folks here today will be less involved with. We are seeking to recruit more STEM teachers from both the Doña Ana Community College and from New Mexico State University. This is a building capacity grant. At the end of the grant, we'll apply for a Noyce scholarship grant. And so if somebody wants to go into STEM education, if they want to become math, chemistry, biology, computer science teachers, and we get the second grant, they'll have available to them scholarships that will pay all of their licensure, credentialing, etc. But before we do that, we have to lay the groundwork and lay the foundation, and that's where you all come in. We're calling this the access pathway. And what it involves is utilizing science and math department faculty. That's listed twice. I need to adjust that, but basically the top one is DACC faculty and NMSU faculty. The faculty that participate will get stipends, and what that will basically entail is, if you look at these two middle boxes, let me see if I can make that bigger so I can focus our conversation. I try to put it here in the middle. It says develop Bachelor's of Science plus a minor in secondary ed degree. And it's really a concentration. And I'll explain the difference here in a minute. It's a concentration at the main campus, and they're also to develop 2-year concentrations that align with those Bachelor's of Science plus secondary ed minor degrees. And we're going to build those here at DACC. So what that means is that, here's an example. There already exists a Bachelor's of Science in Mathematics with a minor in secondary ed. So the math one already exists. So we're going to take a math faculty from DACC, and they're going to build the 2-year concentration in collaboration with Tracy Gorham Blanco. Dr. Tracy Gorham Blanco is the director of secondary ed. She will be co-PI on this project. So they'll work to tie a degree concentration directly with the already existing Bachelor of Science in Math with a concentration or with a minor in education. Okay. The pieces that have not been built that this grant will build, in addition to the AS Math, is a biology degree with a minor in education. That pathway or concentration doesn't exist currently on main campus. There's other ways to get your licensure, but we're trying to get a more focused way of getting your license as a teacher. So then once we build the biology pathway at the four-year institution, then the biology faculty at the community college here at the ACC will build the Associates of Science concentration that ties into that. The same for chemistry and the same for computer science. And so the faculty that I've invited today would fulfill those roles. There's a pretty substantial process for creating concentrations. And so if we potentially get the grant by January or early 2023, then you'll have a semester and the summer to think through the application for the concentration and all the details. And this is going to be happening concurrently at NMSU and at DACC. In August is when that paperwork is due. And in collaboration with your dean and in collaboration with a co-PI, that paperwork will be submitted, and it won't show up on the books till 2023. It's a long process, but we'll eventually have concentrations. And so that's what I'm inviting folks to be a part of. And you'll have to be the cheerleader within your department and getting impact, feedback and input from your colleagues to ensure that the program that you're helping co-create is something that everybody will get behind, so that eventually we can have, and this is way at the end, I know it's probably hard to see, sustained growth in new pipeline programs, multiple STEM education pathways to address the critical teacher shortage at the state level. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording there. That gave you the synopsis. And at this point, I'll go ahead and take questions from the folks that have come to join me this morning.